Alright, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to use Fibonacci arcs and then also show on this chart of the Dow Jones how some of these arcs are intersecting and how to use that to gauge potentially important market turning points, at least on a time frame basis. And I'm going to use a Fibonacci arc here. What you do is you take an important high to an important low, and you draw the arc. And how this is used is, say you have a circle here. Once price gets outside that circle, you can use these arcs as price targets for the next move. And the bold ones here are the 6.18 and the 1.6, 1.8. So those are like the fee ratio, the golden proportion, which are probably the most important ones. This is a 2.618, a 200. The dotted one is a 100% projection of that move. These are nice because it incorporates both price on the y-axis and time on the x-axis for these arcs. And you can see how as price moved outside, this 0.618 arc quickly fell down to the 1.618 arc. Once it got outside that arc, it hit this next arc. Once it got outside that arc, pretty quickly fell down to the next arc. So these can give you some kind of price targets. And if anyone is familiar with using Fibonacci retracements and the idea of looking for zones of confluence or Fibonacci clusters by looking for a bunch of common retracements of various legs up or down in a market, and looking for key retracements to kind of all be in one price zone. The arcs will allow you to do that, but they'll also allow you to do that on a time basis because of this X component to the arc. And what I'm going to do is draw some important high to low arcs and then talk about that just for a minute. So I'm going to draw the bull market top October 11th to the March low. I'm going to draw the September high to the October 10th crash low. The November decline. I'll throw in the bull market high to the October 10th crash low. And then this January to March low. And what I want to show here is that there are a number of cycles that are intersecting right in this area of the chart, between the middle of last week and between the middle of this week. There's kind of a node of four arcs that, excuse me. There's a node of four arcs that intersected late this last week, and then there's three that intersect exactly this coming Wednesday or Thursday. And all of these arcs intersect right near the current price levels and within the next within the last few days to the next few days from now. So this is nice in that it shows you a potential time zone in which to maybe expect a market change, rather than just a price zone, but also tips you off to important arcs that the market is following. Particularly, this rally is staying inside this ascending arc right here, and it's nearing that arc. If it breaks outside this arc here that acted as resistance at the March low, we might see a very quick move down over the next several weeks. Now this is a chart of the S&P 500, and I'm going to talk a little bit about time frame analysis of recent legs up and down in the market, and how some common ways that the next leg would be relate in time to the prior two legs. And one thing I'm going to show is I have some labels here as far as A, B, C, D, E that I've had for quite a while, well, at least several weeks here, for potentially this being an expanding triangle type of pattern. And the concept here is that when you have, say, a wave up and a wave down, there's often going to be a relationship of the next wave up related to those two, taking either half the amount of time, 0.618 the amount of time, equal time, or about the maximum you could expect would be about 1.618 in time. But this box here, if we take the beginning of wave A to the end of wave B, so those two waves combined, and then when we project that up from the beginning of wave C, you see that the C peaks at the exact day, the exact time of the consumption of those two waves. Now this box here, if we take the beginning of wave B to the end of wave C, and then project that down from wave C, you see that it actually, let me bring this box up so you can see which one it is. You see that the market actually hit its lowest point one day before that box, and the closing low came exactly on that day. Now, applying that same concept here, if we take the wave C and wave D total time represented by this box right here, and then project that up from the bottom, from the low, that would give us Tuesday as the point in time at which this move up will equal the time consumption of the prior two legs up and down. So that might be an important date to watch for. This rally might be kind of long in the tooth and running out of time here. Yeah, another thing on this chart, I have this line here, which I showed before on the blog, in this line. This one represents the 161.8% compared to wave A, from the low of wave A to the high of wave A. And then this upper line represents the 161.8 relative to the low of wave B to the low of wave C to the high of wave C. Now, Fibonacci relationships aren't really common in expanding triangles, but if there is one, those are two of the more common ones. And you see that the recent highs, the May high and the June high, are basically exactly corresponding with those levels. So there might be a price cap on this advance right at that level right there. If not, from a charting perspective, I would say the next stop would be just above this 1,000 level at the November highs. I don't really expect to get it there, but I suppose that would be the next most likely scenario if there is a breakout above this 950 level.